Hello and welcome to the Irish Hunting Podcast, the no bullshit podcast for the outdoor enthusiasts. If you're into hunting, fishing, fine wines and even finer foods, you've come to the right place. So pull up a chair. Hello and welcome to the Irish Hunting Podcast. On this episode number 48, we're 2 weeks in. We'll be discussing how we've gotten on the shooting season to date. We'll also bring you a roundup of news and events from around the country. And on this week's Let's Talk Gear section, it's the turn of the Bergara B14 Wilderness. Anthony Grogan, how are you getting on, lad?
And we're back, Brenny.
We're back, lad.
Back to base.
2 weeks, be the Lord, Jez. I only seen it earlier on. I couldn't believe it. It's 2 weeks since we did our last one.
Yeah, it wasn't long going.
No, it was not, lad. How are you getting on? Any crack?
Sure, look at same old.
We just had a bit of a chat about how hectic things are at the minute.
Yeah.
Outside of podcasts or hunting or fucking
Absolutely,
anything.
yeah. I think, look, it's time of the year. People are back to school and
Yeah.
training starting. You're trying to find routines. And
Yeah.
You're only getting used to last year's routine, you know, the times and stuff.
Then it ends.
And then it ends, and then you're kind of wiring yourself up, and next thing, everything changes. All the times or the dates.
Man. One of those things, it's one of the... You know, there's certain things when you're a grown-up you just hate to hear. Want to be like, saying it's time for a yearly fucking checkup or fucking... there's certain things you just hear. And that was the other night when the young fella came home and said, Daddy, yeah, I got homework. My heart just sunk, man.
Welcome to hell.
I was like, are we back at that again? Oh my Jesus, I swear to God, yeah. On the plus side, I am getting a lot more handier at my times tables.
Good man. It didn't work the first time around. It might get you this time.
First time wasn't a woeful success, but look, we might get it this time. We might get it.
I remember during COVID, we were sending home. It was one of the worst times in my life, I have to say.
Yeah.
I enjoyed like the whole part of COVID, like the not having to deal with fucking idiots and stuff. But
yes.
the whole homework thing, man.
Oh,
and my God, man, it brought me to the point of I was trying to teach me young one Irish one day, and Avril, I think, was the breaking point,
Yeah.
And I resorted to opening the window, Finnjog, and closing it, and then opening the door, and
Yeah.
so I was going around like a fucking lunatic.
Yeah.
Finnjog, door, and then so you have the two of them right now. We move on to the next one, and then what's this one? Finnjog. No, it's fucking not. Doris.
Yeah, forget about the Finnjog for now, right? You have that one, forget about it. Oh, sweet.
I said,
cheers.
no, I wouldn't. It just confirmed why I'm not a teacher.
No, definitely no. In fairness, like they are welcome to the 3 months off in the year if you had to be doing that.
You've earned it.
Lord, yes, man, 100% without a doubt, yeah.
Earned it.
I did hear off a very secure source though that apparently in about 2 years' time, homework across the board will be a thing in the past. They're bringing that in. And
look, I've a thing. There's two years of preschool now. There's I don't know. You go to school till you're 18, and then you seem to be going to college now till they're 30.
Yes, yeah.
So Jesus, man, that's fucking half your life if you're lucky.
100%, yeah. There's a real good friend of mine, and he left school and he went on to the Royal College of Surgeons, and he went the medicine route, and then he went on and he was doing one type of surgery, right? No, he was in college and he was 18. He was doing one type of surgery. Then he went on to work in radiology, and then he's gone now for it's like an internship to Canada, and he's to do 2 years at this, and then when he comes back here, he'll be a specialist. But he'll be 36, like.
Yeah.
So he'll be officially in his, happily ever after role at 36, man.
Yeah.
Like, he's been training. You could say, now he's been on the job, he's been working, but he has been intensely studying, and every other, like, talk about doctors and medical stuff, but like the respect, like they are constantly learning, studying, doing exams. It's fucking hectic. It is hectic.
I did a very crude thing when I wasn't filling out my CAO form. Mm-hmm. I remember everyone was filling out, so I was scribbling on it just to partake in the not to be the odd one out, but I was actually thinking, oh Jesus, would I go to college, and I was looking at some of the courses, and anything that was kind of reasonably worth doing, you know what I mean, that would earn you something in return.
Yeah.
There were 4 and 5 years, and I was there like saying, Jesus, man, 24, 25. And then you have to start at the bottom of the pile and then work your way up again.
Yeah.
I was saying, no, I think I'll start working now.
Yeah.
So by the time that's 5 years, I'll be able to, do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
I want to build my
absolutely.
house when I'm 25.
Yeah, I know, man. I know.
I'm only
Yeah.
fucking apprentice wage when I'm 25.
Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
Now, I know everyone's different, but that was my crude analysis of it.
But it is an interesting thing, and it's you could talk all day, but it is a very interesting thing. Like, I know people that done the college route, and they've great cushy numbers now, and they've never had to work hard, and they're probably on a good salary now. But the likes of, say, us that done an apprenticeship might have 6-7 years on them, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? So we've been working them kind of building. So I know loads of people now that are in 33 and 34, settling down, maybe going to get married. Then in 2 years' time, they'll be going to get in their house. Like, do you know? Which it wasn't for me. Now I'd rather, you
want to get your house done, and when you're young, and
live your life.
Well, that's my thing. Look, I'm very mercenary based when it comes to work. Like, nobody likes, I don't think, getting up and going to work every morning.
No.
You know what I mean? There's some mornings which are kind of grand. And others, I never get up out of bed and say, oh, Jesus, I'm going to work today.
Yeah.
So my thing was, to try and accumulate a few bob as quickly as you could while you were still able.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's very fucking simple,
yeah, exactly, man,
I don't want to be working till I'm fucking 60, man, trying to pay off my mortgage and shit.
No, fuck that. No. Try and get the fuck out of the way. Come here, we're waffling under, but I haven't even talked one thing remotely. First of all, you're after bringing a bit of stuff. What is this stuff called?
Cardew.
Cardew, radio.
With Scottish accent.
Scotch.
Now she's going to be
right. The show could give you.
It's a 12-year-old. I actually like it.
Geez, that's not bad now. Yeah, I like that.
There's a little bit of sweetness on the finish there, isn't there?
I like that more than a monkey shoulder.
Did you?
Absolutely, man. Yeah. That's lovely.
It's really not as peaty, so it's a little bit sweet. I actually was drinking it over in Spain, believe it or not. Scotch in fucking Spain. But there you go.
Holy Jesus, man. Yeah.
I liked it, and I liked it so much I bought a bottle of it. It was reasonable enough.
Good gear.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's good gear, man.
Kind of has a little bit of a bourbony finish. You get that? No, maybe not.
Stronger than any bourbon I ever tasted now, to be honest. It's maybe
sweet in the end, though.
Yeah, it's nice now. It's definitely, I prefer it now to the monkey shoulder, I will say that. Come here, what's the story? Gun clubs. We've got gun clubs out of the way first. What's been going on? You were doing something during the week, were you?
We have the last Sunday full contingent out, finishing wrapping the pen. I collected the post and the drinker during the week. We're just putting the fence around. Went up to have a look at the birds. Birds are in fantastic order. Just they're getting to the towards the end of the pen. We need to get them out because the pen is overused anyway. Get them out into the other pen. There's actually a few birds that you'd say to yourself,
ready for out.
You could nearly ready out,
Yeah.
Lovely tails on them, really well, and thanks a million to Ed as well, like really well conditioned. I tell you, small trick, Shane O'Neill told me we had an abundance of nettles this year because I think just the year that was in it, grown on the periphery of the pen, and Shane actually said it to me, pheasants go mad for nettles. So myself and Nolly went up on Wednesday evening and we pulled all the nettles to hoy around. And then we got a big fucking fork and we threw them up all over the perches and the roosts and that. You want to see the pheasants go mad for them, man.
No way.
Go mad for them.
Yeah, it's full of iron. Yeah, sure, it's great stuff for them. Yeah. Shane gave me the same tip actually. Yeah.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
So that was. Sure, we talked about that actually, but yeah, it was my first time kind of seeing them go after. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And they actually. We had one kind of casualty. We have the little things on the nose.
Okay.
And one lad fluttered out and got caught in the top net. But we got him in time.
Okay, that wasn't so bad. Yeah. Happy days, yeah.
So Noel has him in the sick bay, but he's coming on grand and he'll be back in the new pen. So hopefully we're getting the electric fence up this weekend and the birds moved. And then that's ready for rock and roll.
Happy days, yeah. You won't feel it. You're like, I had to look at the calendar twice. Like, you have to remember, we're in the second week of September already.
Yeah,
second week of fucking September. It's flying.
Yourself, what you got up to?
I happen I my day to feed them is every Saturday, so I went out last Saturday and I had to go out last Friday with the big easy and show him the fucking ropes, and So I'll head out there tomorrow. By all accounts, they're absolutely flying. Everything's going well. Haven't really lost any, not that I know of. Maybe we have, but I don't think we've. I haven't, looking through the WhatsApp group, we haven't lost any. So they're getting big. We've 3 pens. We're amalgamating that down to 1 pen shortly because we're going to let out the others, which will cut the workload. It is our gun club strategy, man. It's ridiculous. It really is. Like when we look back at it now. It'll have to change next year. 3 pens in 3 completely separate areas of 3 more or less separate farms is way too much for any one person to be doing every night. So it just takes too much time. So I will be happy, man, when we get the other 2 out and we can just focus on the 1 pen.
Yeah.
So I need to get a ton of feed now and start getting the feeders filled and spread out and the whole lot. And loads of stuff going on, man. Have to go over and get the paperwork for my new shotgun. So that'll be interesting. Didn't get out for a duck yet. It's too warm. We're going to talk more about that in a minute. So that was the gun club, man. Yeah, so it's getting there.
Stuff.
It's getting there.
Yeah, so let's look at one small issue. People who are listening we've 1 pheasant in the run, and 1 we can't determine which lad has seemingly taken a nice a liking to his tail. So just one.
Just the one.
Obviously, he's getting near that time where they're starting to want to have a little bit more space, so it can't come quick enough. Look, I think this year was one of them things where we're expanding and learning. We're trying to catch up. So
absolutely.
It's one of them things.
Yeah, it has to be done too, man. You'll get there.
Absolutely.
You'll absolutely get there. We'll do a little bit of news.
What do we have?
I'm just going to kick it off first and foremost, just as a reminder now. I'm struggling to get the dates here, but I know it is coming up very shortly. Predator Battle Ireland. Jump onto the Facebook page. It says here 3rd week of September, which would be kind of next weekish. I'm thinking
next week. Starting midweek next week, is it?
Starting midweek, I think next week. It just has it down to 3rd week of September, so I'm pretty sure it is happening next week. So jump on that. I'm not sure if there's any spaces. If there isn't any spaces, it'd be a great idea to get down and have a look. We're hoping to get down. We're just waiting on one little issue with our boat to be sorted. If that's done in time, we will be down there.
Yeah, absolutely. I actually seen that. Yeah, it is next week. Yeah. 3rd week of September. Yeah. So there you go.
Yeah, so that one.
And there's loads of cool prizes and stuff like that. So it'd be interesting to see, Bernie.
Yeah.
Next up, this is the Working Spaniel Club of Ireland. So they are having a clay shoe competition, the annual fundraiser for the Working Spaniel Club of Ireland at Balheary Shooting Ground, Sunday, 17th of September. This Sunday coming, 11 to 5, €1,000 in cash prizes. 50 bird, overall high gun is £300. So it's in Warblestown Swords, County Dublin.
Handy enough spin to get there.
Absolutely, yeah. And all the details on the Working Spaniel Club of Ireland Facebook page.
Happy days. That's a good one. That is a good one. Another one here we want to talk about is the Farmers Alliance invites you to a public meeting Sunday, 17th September, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. The Collection Hotel in Portlaoise. All are welcome. So that's just an interesting one to talk about. A lot of farmer groups have always kind of had our back. They've had meetings over some of the firearms legislation and stuff. So there's obviously a lot of farmers that listen to this podcast, and we're kind of all combined and through gun clubs, and also show your support to the likes of that. Strengthen numbers. I think that'd be a good thing to go down and have a
absolutely, Benny.
Have a little bit of a look at.
And last but not least, it's the East Down Hunt. So yeah. It's pre-season hack and rights, and I know again there's a few people who listen in who are involved in the hunt. There's a range of dates. If you go on our Facebook page, there's a range of dates starting obviously the 10th of September, which is gone, but there's another one on this Sunday in Drumsnade Road. One starting at 1:30 p.m. and then there's one early every Sunday after that, up until the 29th of October. So all our details, East Down Hunt. Get on it.
Get stuck into it.
All right.
That's the news. It's quiet. And there's bits and pieces going on, but as we spoke earlier on with hunting season, well and truly underway. A lot of people are saying priorities are elsewhere on the weekends.
Absolutely.
That's the way it goes. We'll talk hunting. You've been busy. You've been all over the place.
Yeah. Look, where do we start, Bernie? It seems like an age ago now.
It does, man. It does. First. I can't get over it. It seems like, Jesus Christ, it's only been 2 weeks. But so this time 2 weeks ago, we were sitting here, butterflies in our stomach, could not wait to get out. And we both headed out, both separate locations.
And both no luck.
Both no joy, man.
Yeah.
And no joy whatsoever.
Stay with us. We'll be right back.
Welcome to Untethered and Wanderwise, where adventure has no age limit. We're your co-host, Heidi Brandist and Nikki Mahundro, and we're here to inspire and celebrate women over 45 who are embracing their independence and want to explore the world on their own terms.
Yeah, look, I think that we spoke about like what, and we'll talk about it in more detail, and maybe people who can shed a bit of a bit more experience might shed a little bit more light on it. But the first morning, we'll start the first, I suppose.
Yeah,
if we can remember back that far. But we went to a spot that's been relatively kind. Now again, where I shoot, similar to your story, it's very spread out. You know, it's not. It's very, very rough ground. So you can't get like huge vantage points or anything from. So you're either trekking and in and holding up in a spot. Robert had I think I was telling you, manufactured a nice high seat and got it up when I was on holidays, down in Galway holidays. And yeah, told me, yeah, you go on in there to the high seat. Normally we go in kind of the edge of we nicknamed the swamp.
Yeah.
Over to a corner spot. And so he went one spot further on down. I went over into the left, and sure enough, I think I sent you on the pictures. Lovely.
Brilliant job. Yeah, brilliant.
So, but conditions were poor. So heavy fog down.
Yeah.
And warm.
And warm.
So perched up just at before daybreak, and I got up into the high seat, quiet as lamb, looked out, and sure enough, seen a couple of little heads moving. And I said, oh, geez, again, you're looking through the fog, and visibility, I'd say, was no more than 25, 30 yards, I'd say.
Yeah.
So I kept my eye on them, got them in the scope of the gun, and yeah, fucking first one, doe, and seen her head, calf, doe, calf. So 2 or 3 does. I think it was 3 does and 3 calves, which is lovely to see, obviously, but no stag. So down with the gun and steadied ship and waited out the rest of the morning, and no joy. So yeah, we met up in another spot, couple of kilometers trekked, checked another few spots, and nothing moving. So said we call it an evening, and call it a morning, and we went home, got a bit of breakfast, and went back at it. The two of us had actually 2 wet feet, because I was coming back out of the spot to meet him, and the fog was still down, and I actually lost my way coming out of the spot that I've been going in. So there's a turn to the right that'll follow around by the wood line, but it's the second turn, and because of the visibility, the fog started to lift and then came back down again. I don't know if anyone's seen that, but I thought it was on, and then just a kind of a misty fog settled again. So I ended up coming out out the hard way, and by jizz was it hard. I came back out thinking, this is not the way. And I went back to kind of where I went back out again, and ended up in exactly the same fucking spot. How I did it, I do not know.
Yeah.
But all my range and points were gone. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, back out that evening. And this is probably where the highlight of my stag hunting was anyway. So again, I went back up into the high seat, and Rob went on down to a kind of a flat section of kind of bogland / and the perimeter of a bit of a woodland, and like that waited out. So settled in, and the midgets, man, Jesus, and I was absolutely. I think we both have the smidge, man, or another like any kind of anti-midget stuff. Boys did it. Like there were, the only place you can't put them in is obviously your eyes, and the fuckers were attacking them. But anyway, waited. I was kind of saying, fuck this, man. Not a fucking thing. Not a peep of anything.
Mm-hmm.
And probably about 3/4 of an hour to go to, the sun was, you could just see it kind of just starting to nosedive. And fucking nothing. Next thing, I hear this fucking kind of couple of branches breaking.
Mm-hmm.
And I look, and it's obviously in the wood behind me, so I can't really fucking see. And the next thing, just this big kind of grunt, just a single fucking grunt. And when I say, man, I locked up, I was, here we fucking go.
Yeah.
And the next thing, so I'm up, 10, 11 feet up in the tree. And nothing for what seemed like fucking minutes. It was probably about 15 seconds. And then obviously jumped over, like there's all kind of fucking trees falling and stuff. Obviously jumped over, and the whole fucking tree shook. Boom,
Man.
And when I could have measured my heart, man. It had to have spiked as if I was doing a fucking run up a mountain.
Yeah.
And again, obviously it was stopped and kind of fucking surveying. This is what I had in my mind,
Yes.
And again, then this kind of shaking in the tree. So obviously he was fucking scratching or rooting or something.
Yeah.
It felt like it was on my tree, but it wasn't, because you're on bogland. You know the way?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
And so I got the gun up nice and, where I thought he was going to break. And waited and waited and waited. And nothing. So, there's probably 3 ways he could have exited that. I was trying to cover off probably 1.5, if you get me, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But no joy. Poor Rob went down the other side, man, and when I say he was alive, he was et. I pictured him, and 3 days after, he had fucking lumps going out.
Jesus Christ, yeah.
But yeah, that was the kind of the first day.
Yeah.
So plenty of excitement.
Yeah, great excitement, but just no food. Yeah. I was probably similar. Got to bed after we'd done the podcast, so a couple of hours sleep. When I say a couple, maybe 3 or 4, I'd say at a push. Up, packed the gear, still dark, bit of a drive to get to where I go. Happy days, couldn't wait. Had the gear on, got up, got the breakfast, a cup of coffee, geared up, excited, couldn't wait to go. Opened the door and I couldn't see the van, and the van's across the yard, man, with the fog. I says, I don't believe this. So into the van, headed, save a good hour and a half of a spin. Headed over, then it started to kind of clear a little bit over towards Naas and stuff. And I was like, happy days, because we're not too bad. But of course, as it was clearing and it was lifting, but also I was heading up, my elevation was going sharply up too. So yeah, when I got up to my first spot, same story, man, got out and like deer everywhere, hinds, calves, like you'd be nearly kicking them out. They were everywhere. I parked in one place and was walking across the back of one property, and there was one on his lawn, literally on his lawn. Got into my spot anyway, and I said, hopefully, like, there might, if there's that many hinds, there's going to be a buck or a stag not too far away. But there wasn't. Nothing. I saw absolutely nothing. Waited out for a while, not a thing. Loaded up the gear, headed to another spot which isn't too far away. Hiked off up the fucking mountain. Determined, thought everything was going well, but it was so warm. But not only was it so warm, it was unbelievably still.
Yeah,
there wasn't a breath.
Yeah.
And while a bad wind will do you a lot of harm, but
fucking no wind is worse.
No wind is worse, man. You can hear every fucking pin drop,
every crack or stick breaking.
Exactly, you can hear absolutely fucking everything. So it was just the conditions were fucking horrendous, man. Headed up to the other spot, same story as I say, off up the mountain. Seen a couple running across the top of the ridge, still kind of a lot of fog going around. Walked up, kind of knew well I wasn't going to really see anything at all. Came back into the van home, slept for about an hour. Headed the Big Easy, came down, and myself and himself headed up to another spot on the far side of Wicklow. Same story, man. Like, honestly, it was just Hinds and calves,
everywhere. Yeah, which is great to see,
which is great to see. Of course, 100%. It's great
just
to see.
the wrong fucking time of the year.
I know, and the fuckers won't be there in November. But they just so that's all we saw. So like that was late. We didn't get home. Like by the time we got back to the van, it was it's a fair drive from here. Like it's well over 2 hours. Like so, it's fucking mad late getting home here and into the bed. Another maybe 3 hours sleepish thereabouts. Back up early. Drove a nice bit of a drive to another spot. Headed out across, a lot of bog in it, some fields, all bad ground. It'd be red country, so I was. It's no more to yourself. It's not a lot of places, but red is not like Seek. You know, you go into a field, it could be 30 hinds. You know what I mean? Not like that. So if you see 1 or 2 and a calf, it's great. Because it's kind of, but because you're not expecting to see a whole lot, and you're less expecting to see a stag. Like so, I was apprehended. I hadn't a whole heap of confidence on you. But as I say, we got up early, we headed down, coming bright, and nothing. Done a nice bit of a walk, saw nothing, not even a hind or a calf, even at that stage. Back up to the van, and it was bright, so we just said, let's head down to Loch Derivara for a bit of a look and see who's out and the whole job lot. And as I drove up to Derivara, to the caravan park, people will be familiar with it, that's where the boat ramps are, fully expecting to see 3, 4, 5 vans with trailers parked up and lads out in it. Not one.
Yeah.
Like, literally not one did I see. And that was Friday morning. Like, so I was thinking a lot of lads would have took the Friday off and went, you know.
Yeah.
But, sorry, that was a Saturday morning. That was a Saturday morning. So I thought I'd see loads of people out, but didn't see one, man. So, it was unbelievable. Like, it was outrageously warm. Like,
it would have been lovely in the summer, you know.
Yeah, it was horrendously fucking warm. So I think a lot of lads are under the same. We've been out. I could go through. I've went out probably 3 times since. I'm going out again in the morning. Hoping the weather's a bit cooler. I went to Cork. Myself and Yanis went down to Cork. When was that? Last Friday.
Yeah,
last Friday. And man, like it's 3.5 hour drive down, like a fucking hike and a half down, like, and got ourselves a nice bit of a hike then up to where we were hunting. Sat there, waited it out. Now the road was well and truly on. Like Yanis was down there on the first weekend and he heard them. But like there was calls coming from everywhere, so there was definitely stags there, like absolutely without a shadow of a doubt, all Sika. But because it was so warm, like when we were walking back up, man, we had a good hour of a walk in the dark back up to where the oak was.
Yeah.
Like. So you know you'd be out until it's last light, then you'd start fucking walking back up. And
of course, you stop and have to chat about.
Yeah.
Meet them. You know, you meet your buddy or somewhere, and you have to. How'd you get on? And
110%, man. And we were back up, and like that, we were just having a chat, washing hands, and drinking a cup of tea. And next thing you could hear them, like, and that was dark, like, so they weren't even calling.
Yeah.
They weren't moving until it was dark because it was so fucking hot, man.
Yeah.
I think they were waiting until the temperature changed. So that was it. Like that was a 7-hour drive, man, and a couple of hours hunting and nothing. Again, those calves all day fucking long.
Yeah.
But no stags.
Honey.
And they were calling, like the rut is on down there. There's like 100%, like it's on, like without a shadow of a doubt.
Here, my theory is, man, that like they're big. You know, they're after putting on size on their antlers, you know what I'm saying? So there's obviously a lot of energy after going into that. And then they're notoriously lazy fuckers anyway. You know what I'm saying? Apart from the couple of weeks from for the rut.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, man, they really have zero interest in doing that, and apart from them couple of weeks, maybe leading up to it, maybe trying to round up a few girlfriends or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, other than that, eating, sleeping, and kind of wallowing.
Yeah.
But and definitely with that heat, I would say, because big heavy manes and they wouldn't be.
No,
I was no more younger. I did 18 kilometers in the first day, man, and I hated every step of it.
Yeah, no, it's not horrible conditions, man. Jesus Christ,
you have to be clothed up.
Yeah,
in the camel gear.
Yeah, you do.
Or else you're wasting your time.
Yeah,
I think, and it was the second day. Did I go out again on the second morning? I can't really remember. It's the second or third morning. Maybe it's a Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And like that, trekked and the heat, man. And you were, and towards the end of it, like the last. I had about a kilometre to go, man. I had to take off the jacket then because I said I don't give a fuck anyway. Because I'm not, even if something pops out, I'm not shooting it now because I was absolutely wrote off. Man.
Yeah,
Do you know?
yeah. Oh, you'd be bollocks, man. The heat, the sweat. Like you come down and like, yeah, you take off your gear and sure your jocks are wet, man, with the sweat. Like the sweat that come out is unbelievable. Like, yeah.
I'm doing this thing, man. I don't know where I was telling you, like intermittent fasting, you know. So I'm doing like 25, 26 hour fasts, or they're nice. They're relatively small for most people who'll be listening in, but it's very good for the 3/4 of the hunt, you know, because you're light on your toes and you feel, you know, you're not kind of stodgy with food and stuff. But then near the end of it, man, by Jesus, was I good job there's nobody with me in a second. I was like an antichrist. I wanted food, I wanted loads of water, I wanted a pint. I wanted to curl up and feel sorry for myself. Look, it's like the Springer Spaniel, you know, he probably hasn't seen work most of the year and then you bring him out and he's bollocks after the first one.
Exactly.
That's exactly where I was.
There's no bathing your way into it. It's just balls out the first day. 100%.
And there's nothing that'll prepare, like you can run roads if you want, but there's nothing that'll prepare you for trekking through bad ground.
Oh yeah, no,
do you know,
different altogether.
And the bracken, because the weather's so good, the bracken's not died yet, you know, so it's fucking heavy. And in the middle of it, then you have thorny, you're getting caught. And your heavy clothing. And I know, look, for every deer hunter knows, it's the same for us all. I understand, but it's tough going if you're especially if you're on flatter ground. You can't hike to an elevated spot and perch up. No, you have to kind of go from spot to spot and hope that they're in one of your honey holes. You know,
absolutely, 100%. One thing I've been doing a bit different this year, and some of my ground is a bit different. Last year would have been just out of the van, hike up, walk around, have a bit of a look, back to the van, onto the next spot, which is not great because you're bound on something being exactly there at the same time you're there.
Yeah.
So what I've started to do is I've my backpack there and I've all my stuff in it and I can strap my gun to the side of it and I head off and I can go up to find myself a decent spot and I can bed down myself and give it a chance for stuff to come out, like, you know. And that's game changing. Now it's a fucker. It is. It was not heavy, but when you put all your stuff in it, but man, I am telling you here now, it is the best job of the whole fucking lot. I've got even like on the side of it, I've got the, you know, so say if it's a wet morning, you'll see it wrapped up on the side of it's a mat, so you can sit down and piss wet ground and you're not getting wet at all. Deadly. It is fucking brilliant.
You look at it. That's I suppose it's. I tried it both ways because like that, similar to your story, in the first morning, obviously you bed down, but then you get kind of tetchy, you know, because like that, there's plus and minus to both. The more ground you cover, the more chance you've seen something. Then the other side of it is then you could be pushing something. So there's plus and I can understand both. But it probably depends on if you can get to a nice spot. Like my ground is, you know, you've been up on it, so there's very little open ground. No. So you get to a spot and you know there's just, you know, maybe 20 acres of kind of an open patch. Yeah. And then there's all heavy cover for another fucking 70.
Yeah. Your ground would be like if you had like say if you had a couple of trail cameras up and you knew there was a certain path we're going in, then grand, you can set up your high seat or you can bed down and wait. Yeah. But your ground is that fucking sparse, man. You could be, like you're saying, they could be anywhere. So you have to kind of pick her out and say, look, I'm going to have to just make me way through as much of this as I can,
and hope that I you know, they're in one of the spots, you know.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, because you're talking about a very small number of deer. Yeah, in a massive fucking area. Yeah. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not like hunt and seek in Wicklow. Where no matter what morning you're going to see a deer in Wicklow. Do you know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it'll be probably the wrong fucking deer, but you know,
you'll see them all the same. I had videos, man. I think I even sent you them, like even like pulling up in the van. It was just deer everywhere. Pull in the van, like there's a haul road up to a forestry. Two of them standing out there chawing away looking at me. As I was driving up and driving into my first place, two jumped across the road. They were everywhere, but just fucking not the ones we wanted. Yeah.
You know? They're not in your permission, or they're not in a shootable, or they're just not stags.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's that's why I wouldn't change it. I think you're the same. Our type of hunting, we don't, you know, sell. No, it's not for that element of it, and I understand people who do, and the industry needs that as well. Yeah. So like I'm more than happy and confident that as the season progresses, I will get deer meat. I would love, I think, for the. I put it this way, and there was a kind of which we will talk about. There was a post put up about, hunting for trophies or something like this, by one of our esteemed colleagues. I think you've seen it, but like anyone that knows me or you knows that's not what we do, because if I was doing that, I'd have a wall full of antlers and an empty freezer.
Yeah.
I don't. My freezer, there's still remnants of last year's deer in it.
Yeah.
My only worry is not about a stag going up on the wall. It's about replenishing my stock first and foremost.
Yeah.
If I see a lovely stag, I will.
Yeah.
And anyone who's seen the prep room will know that it ain't no trophy stag that's up on that. It's far from it.
Yeah.
But it's my trophy. It's like yours.
100%. Yeah. Yeah.
So it's not for that, but that's the beauty of it. Then another morning we went down to actually not too far away from my house, and I had a little bridge made into this little field, where we kind of basically, there's a man who keeps a lot of horses, breeds horses and stuff, and there's always a couple of deer around it. But again, huge fucking area around it, and they can wander in from any angle and fuck off any angle. But I had a little walkway, and of course they dredged the river. Obviously in the last fucking couple of weeks,
Pulled it over.
we trekked down in the dark and went, where's this fucking bridge? I'm full sure it's to the right of this fucking thing, And I look over, go to and the fucking water now, man, because it's after pissing rain, as you know.
Yeah.
So the water levels are kind of high enough in the rivers and stuff and streams. And she was, was fucking, it was bollocks high. And of course I had me fucking wellies on. Too late to turn back. Now, fuck it. Over we go. So 2 wet feet, two wet balls as well. But anyway,
Jesus
cross and
Christ.
fucking shit up the fucking thing. And not so much as a fucking cricket that we see. Fuck. So yeah, that's just, and again, it was one of them mornings where, it wasn't as bad as the fog at the first. It was kind of like a misty fog, It was, burning off. Now, beautiful morning.
Oh yeah, stunning.
Like,
Absolutely. Yeah, without a doubt, but
absolutely horrendous
fucking conditions, man.
Yeah.
100. And it's funny, like, I've spoken to a load of lads through Facebook, and lads that know myself that be hunting, and I was wondering, and everyone seems to be of the exact same opinion. It is just too damn warm.
Yeah.
There just ain't out. Now, bit of a change of temperature coming this week. I didn't actually check temperature for the morning, see what way it's going to go, because I need to check the wind as well. But hopefully we're getting to the way we need it. Hopefully it's getting to the right.
Have a little sup of that there.
No, have a sup here. You're grand.
Go on.
I'm going to be up fresh in the morning. But so look, that's the way it is. There's not much we can do about it. Only just hope that it gets a little bit cooler and get out and
absolutely, man,
get a bit more hunting done.
And look, that's the beauty of hunting. You just don't know. The morning that you least expect will be the morning that you'll provide, and then
yes,
that's what makes it so exciting. That's why we stay up fucking or can't sleep the night before we go out. You just don't know. It's a lottery.
Yes.
And I would have it no other way.
Yeah,
I would have it no other way. I'd love, if you would be almost guaranteed just one stag in the or one animal in the season, just to. Yeah. But as I said, our permissions don't really equate to that.
No.
I went up. I think I sent you a picture. I went up. This will tell you the beauty of hunting. So there's another little spot. Again, probably, I don't know, it's probably a 40-acre field, reasonably small, surrounded by forestry, backing onto bog. A slight hill in the middle of it,
Mm-hmm.
So I went up on one of the evenings just for and she says, yeah, look, this is what I'll do now. I'll go in this way. I'll go up the top of the hill. I can perch up the top of the hill, and I can kind of scope 3/4 of the field, left and right then.
Yes.
And sit there for the evening. It should be nice evening. And like that, went back up the following evening with the plan intact, and the farmer had knocked it for hay, right? So that was the first. So there was a machine in there all day cutting fucking hay. So you're saying,
Bar the fucking
I
earmuffs.
said, look, I'm after trekking up here.
Yeah, I'll have a look.
So I get up and I kind of made a little bit of a hide actually out of fucking the hay for myself and the thing. And next thing I was no longer had that med. I was sitting down and it was getting me ranges, a couple of pints. Yeah, that's 130, that's 170, 190, whatever. So I had all me I was looking inside of me going, yeah, I know, 3 clicks, 4 clicks, 7 clicks,
Mm-hmm.
So had all my homework done. Next thing, bang, bang, out in the back. There's another gun club, and there was obviously a little bit of a duck shoot going on.
Oh, okay, serious.
So it was only about 4 bangs, but I was saying, oh, Jesus, lad.
Yeah.
Still sat out. And it was a beautiful evening. I did send you, I think I sent you the pictures and videos and stuff. And with that, foxes started to come out.
Oh, yeah. Mm.
And so, yeah, like that, wasn't going to.
Mm-hmm.
And then I looked up at the sun and I said, there's not too much left in you.
Yeah.
I'm not going home empty fucking handed tonight. So,
yeah.
Just dialed in. It was only fucking, I don't know, 130, 140 yards or something.
Yeah, yeah.
And took a nice dog fox. But yeah,
right.
So
that was nice. Nice to get something.
It was just
sure.
get the obviously the gun was broken in terms of foxing with the night vision, but with my new scope and stuff.
Yeah,
I'm just mad to fucking dial in. Just to do it. So
100%.
So yeah, look.
You'll be the next lad on the target shooting, man. You'll be.
No, I won't. I don't like target shooting, man.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I would.
You could get into it. Yeah, I actually forgot to fucking say. I better give him a big shout out. One of the nights during the week, myself and Yanis headed up to one of my spots, and Yanis got himself a nice little 6-pointer. Well, no, it wasn't little. It was a good size stag.
Yeah.
But old, man. His teeth, like Yanis was kind of saying, I says, I wonder is he old? And he says, I'm not sure. And I says, have a look at his teeth. And like, Yanis like, why the fuck would you look at his teeth? And I just pulled up, man, his teeth, they were gone. He had no teeth left. Like it was just gum, man.
Yeah.
He was old.
The size
man.
of the fucker, man. I wouldn't wonder they were gone. He ate himself to death.
Yeah, he was a big one. So, and the gas thing about it was the night before that, the evening before that, the Big Easy, I put him in that exact same spot, the whole job lot. And what did he do? Fell asleep. Was I telling you that?
No.
He fucking fell asleep, man. That's a fact. I said, how'd you go on? Yeah, not too bad. He said, see that? And I thought, no, I'm going to be honest with you. He said, sit down. He says, next thing, sure. I dozed off. Lads, say, will you stop? He doesn't even know that yet. So this is an exclusive for him. On the exact same spot he was the following evening. Actually, 2 came out, a small little pricket, I think, and that 6-pointer came out, and could have walked straight past him.
Look, he probably come up and took the sandwiches out of the bag.
There'd be no sandwiches left in the bag with that. Then that's dessert.
Good stuff.
Yeah,
good
so
stuff.
that was good crack. When we were out there one of the nights then as well. We were hunting away all day, and same story. A lad came in. Well, he was just in the next field. He came in with a baler, and he was baling hay. So I was like, well, there's no fucking deer going to come out here now. And we were down there anyway. So the man that owns the property was after saying to me, he said, geez, if you see a couple of fox, he says, would you be able to take a shot at them, And I was kind of there going, yeah. And I was like, no, the fucking not. Like, no, not being bad, but I was
not
like,
on this particular night.
Yeah, I was like, unless I'm fucking staying here at night, if there's one out during the day, I ain't fucking, But anyway, so we said, fuck it, look, we'll hang around, we'll see if we get a couple of foxes. So Ross had actually made his way back to the van at this stage. I waited up on the hill anyway. Foxes everywhere. I've never seen so many foxes in all my life. And I was walking back, and one came out, and I was like, right, sure, look at that. I'll give this a shot. He's about 100 yards, I'd say. Bang, hit him. Knew 100% that I had hit him.
Yeah. But
the ground, man, is similar to what it's like in Clare. Yeah. You know the ground up there.
Chance.
It is horrendous. So as I was kind of getting me stuff, I kind of slipped and fell back. And then when I got myself up, I couldn't remember.
Lost all bearings.
I could not remember where he was. And I walked up and down. And then I had it myself. I was like, am I after missing him? Because you know as well as I do, I've had a couple of little issues with my rifle trying to get everything set up. So confidence wasn't overly high. And I was just like, am I after missing him? Like, am I sure I got him?
You were 99%.
I was 99%, but
a little bit
like that,
doubt in your mind.
Couldn't find him. So I was like, I was like, oh man, on top of a long day, and I was just fucking pissed off. And he's like, fuck this. So I loaded up the gear, couldn't find him, loaded up the fucking gear, back up to the van. It's like, just shitty. And, but anyway, yeah, the next evening I was down. I was heading back. Next thing I could smell him, and over I went, and there he was. He was
lying up.
him. Yeah. But
look, that's the it's a hunter's fucking day, isn't it? You know, you're you're excited.
Yeah,
you're kind of fucking deflated.
Yeah,
you're at least expected something. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's a range of emotions, and then on top of that, like it's heavy trekking. You know, a lot of it. So, you know, and most of us, you know, work our day, and then your hunting is after you put the kids to bed and do
exactly.
all that kind of stuff, or help around getting them ready for whatever is to be done. So, the hunting is secondary to that. Like, but like that, you wouldn't change it. I think that's what keeps it kind of fresh and exciting and
not a trouble. But do you find this like, after the first couple of days, or even over the first week, like you go out and you don't get it and you don't see anything, and so you've had a long day and you come home and you go, fuck that, I'm going to give it now, fuck it now, I'll give it a week now till that, and then you're having a scroll through Facebook, and next thing you see a picture of a lad up too, and then you go, fuck, I'm going back tomorrow night.
Yeah,
don't give me shy, I'm going tomorrow, don't give me shy.
And best laid plans, you know, like you started off the conversation there with saying, you know, this year, you know, you trek in and bed down and so on. And I go in with that intention most years. Like I start off, this year I'm going to be more patient, more, you know, bed down and so on. And then the first morning goes and nothing. Fuck this, man. I'm up. I'm on my bike. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Your plans go out the window.
Around.
Do you know?
100%.
It's look at. I think that's part of, you know, learning, getting older, you know what I'm saying, getting more patient. I think as you get older and as you get more patient, especially as I said to you, look at if you get permission on the side of a couple of hills in Wicklow, your chances are if you've 7 or 8 farms or a couple of times, you're going to go out and see your deer, you know. So it's different when you've, you know, small pockets of land and
absolutely.
Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely,
you know,
so 110% without a doubt. I couldn't agree with you more. Yeah, but of course, and again, I will say I definitely think your ground. I think that high seat is a great idea. Like I honestly do think that is a phenomenal idea, because you're getting a bit of height. You have a vantage point there straight away and stuff like that. So that is a fucking great idea. Like, you know? Just
to put it in perspective, so like when I'm in that high seat, like I'm only kind of just about level with some of the kind of fucking bracken that's out, what we call the swamp. Because there's times when, you know, one of us was trying to find the other person and you couldn't actually see them. So there's 6 foot, 7 foot divots, you know, in very short spaces, as I found out a couple of times. So but look, it's beautiful. I was walking through the woods and you're looking at the new mushrooms coming up and you're seeing the track, so you know they're there. You're doing all the...
I meant to ask you, did you bring home any of the mushrooms?
No, actually, a friend of mine, David, he listens to the podcast, brought me home some mushrooms Sunday.
Okay.
Yeah, he said, I think they're edible.
Right.
And they were.
Well, okay. I meant to ask you as well, did you tell us a bit more about this the goat shooting you went on?
Yeah. So, where do we start, man? So a friend of mine contacted late in the day, right? And I'm not going to mention names or locations because I don't want any. There was a listener actually text in privately, and made a very good point not to, and I wasn't going to anyway. The location, because there's only some of these herds left in certain spots around the country. What we don't want is, you know, lads arriving in droves and trying to...
No, 100%.
So we want to protect that and protect the man's permission. So, background story, there was a man asked, but he does some vermin shooting and some deer stalking for on an estate. Not an estate, a swathe of land. Kind of like the remnants of an old estate or farmyard. And so basically the person who owns the farm loves the goats. Obviously the goats, you know, this particular bit of ground as well. But the numbers would be fairly excessive. So there's in excess of about 500 in the herd, right?
My God. Yeah.
Which I didn't even think fucking existed. You know.
Yeah.
I thought there'd be small pockets, you know, in the below hundreds, but so farmers on the periphery of the other farmers' land were starting to kind of, you know, because where they predominantly eat, you know, it's not exactly lovely green rolling fucking plains of Curragh.
So,
see what I'm saying? So the good ground that's there, it's in short supply, and then if you're grazing a couple of cattle, and then you're looking at a herd of 500 goats coming through it, you know, so this is the and I wanted to put a bit of background just so they can people think. So what she didn't want was that, you know, the farmers get pissed off and get lads in to do a huge cut,
wipe them. Yeah.
So decided want to keep numbers kind of down, and there was a few older kind of lame goats in the herd. So the brief was to take underneath 10 animals out of the herd, and to take the oldest and the kind of poorest out of circulation. Then we could go back and get some animals for meat, which is what I want. You know, that's my you know, for the dinner table. So basically went up a little bit of a trek up into a kind of a mountainy region, and you know, kind of mountain to the left, mountain to the right, and I'm thinking, jeez, lad, how the fuck are we going to get close to these yokes? Like, these yokes are going to be fucking... And like that, I was expecting maybe, you know, 4 or 5, and, you know, that type of... And then you have to fucking trek up to them. And we came around this corner, man, and just on... Like, it was a really... I was supposed to be going away with my missus down to Galway.
Yeah.
And I had to tell her then, you tip on to Galway, try and meet you there that evening, you know? And not knowing what time I was going to make there, so... And in fairness, I was going to say she made a touch. She doesn't. She makes it completely so easy. It's, so yeah, and it was bacon. I mean, it was fucking roast. It was the hottest day of the year, or hottest day of September. And so we come around, and just on the sun was up, and you could just see. It was like a fucking picture, man. Like, just like an army going along the ridgeline of fucking goats. So on we go up, you know, another couple of K maybe, and the ground started to get a bit rough, you know, like fucking rocky and fucking holes and everywhere. And then we said, look, the plan was we get in, bed down, scope out, have a good look at the herd, and pick out, because that's our brief was specific, so we didn't want to just take any heads. So that's exactly what we did. And when, like, put up the binos, man, and you could have looked like what you thought there was no goats, and then they were fucking everywhere, man. Like, I mean everywhere. Everything from kid goats, nannies, and pucks, you know.
Yeah.
And so, I'm not messing with it. There was a brown goat, lad, and he had a fucking set of... He was like a one of them fucking Texan bulls, man. He came 90 degrees off the top of his head and out. And I've never seen that. And the condition of him, he was like a fucking Charolais bull, man.
No way, lad.
He was a sandy brown colour.
Yeah.
I've never... And obviously, look at, you know, if you were doing a head or a trophy, that would be...
The one.
With the one, you know, but that wasn't our brief. So we studied... We each took... you know, 2 animals a piece. And like that, I scoped, there was a kind of a black head, whitey kind of black mane. And like that, kind of, the other ones were, you know, you could see them bouncing from clip. He was kind of clipping on the front paw. And there was a few, you could smell, there was loads of blue bottles around. So there was a couple of these have succumbed to
maggots.
You know, the weather and the, you know, so you know, anyway, picked out the 2, and like that, it was a fair drag back down. Now I didn't eat any meat. The meat all went back into dog meat, because I fucking smelled them, and it was just
Shit.
when I say it was horrific,
Yeah.
fucking horrific. But we wanted, and to mark the occasion, we brought the heads, and I know that's probably, look at. I've had positive and negative. Out of I think probably the bones of nearly 1,000 reactions on between Facebook and Instagram. I think we've had 3 negative.
Okay.
So, but I understand the visual in terms of the anti-hunters and all that kind of stuff. You know, you're bringing home heads and you're boiling them and all that kind of stuff. Well, obviously there's a process to it. I wanted to show the process to it.
Yeah.
And like that, I completely agree. And I'm not dismissing. I want to say, especially to one of the guys who texts privately, to say that, you know, he said, I want to do it privately rather than on Facebook. I appreciate that, because he didn't do it for the fucking publicity or the fucking the likes. And like there's one other Muppet that did, and I had a few jars in me, and I rightly told him he was a Muppet. But so yeah, like that, it wasn't like, they're not trophy heads. They're like when people see them, they're actually kind of deformed heads and so on. Yeah. If I had been thinking, this is the problem. Oh, would you not show the lead up to the hunt? And I didn't show it for a very specific reason, because I didn't want to show any skyline or any background and say, oh, I know where that spot is.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah,
you know
100% to be all up after. Yeah,
do you know
no, 100%. Yeah, definitely. Look, you went, you enjoyed it. You know, we don't need
something
to.
different.
Yeah, exactly. You don't need to be here justifying it to fucking anyone.
No.
Go and do it. Yeah. You're into hunting. I'm into fucking hunting. If I got the opportunity to do the same fucking thing, simple as that, yeah. Without like, fucking doubt.
Would I love to go up and shoot puck goats every day? Absolutely not.
No.
You know, would I do that particular? I would, of course. I would much rather preserve the herd than to see them decimated by another angry farmer, like similar to what's happened with the fucking stags. You know what I'm saying? Where or the deer. You know, where we're in a situation now where there's people calling for massive culls and stuff. Yeah. I don't want that.
No.
I genuinely, I don't, for the future of everyone's sport.
Yes.
Or everyone's way of life. I don't want that. So yeah, I enjoyed it. Would I do it? No, I'd love to go back up and take a young goat, or a female, and do some lovely meat. And that's the balance. It's no different than when we're out fox hunting.
Yeah,
you know, we
both
eat lamb. The foxes eat my lamb. You ain't getting it.
You ain't getting it. No, absolutely, 100%. Yeah, you're right. Good experience, man. Great experience. Yeah, fair fucking play to you.
Got back to Galway about fucking 9 o'clock, man.
Oh jeez.
And I always bring the small little fucking tip in my little bag, you know, of tricks. I have a set of fucking wipes, you know, detergent wipes, you know, the antibacterial wipes. But I put it in like a Ziploc bag, so it keeps them all kind of moist, you know. So I washed myself down with them, and like that. There was one lad across. Do you want a hand with that? I said no. And he won't know until hears it now, right? I actually fucking damaged my hip, man. My leg went into a fucking, and I pulled it out. And it's been really bad the last couple of days. And I was there, no, and I was putting out. They're a fair fucking size, man.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
they're a fair fucking size.
Fucking sure they are. Yeah,
so, but I didn't get the worst drag, man.
No,
I didn't, because the other poor bastard had to drag it up the fucking hill.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Up the hill,
Jeez.
cross. And when I say now you're stepping, like you're watching every single step, man.
Yeah.
And then a fucking leg, you get caught in a crevice, man.
My God.
Back down.
Are you wearing wellies now, or are you wearing your boots?
I was in my boots.
Boots, yeah. They're the only job. The best thing I've gotten this whole season, excluding guns or scopes, is a Zamberlan boots. Man, I would never go back to wellies. Not a fucking chance of it. They are the job. Like that, if I'm going out, say, when I told you about the I knew I'd be going across the bridge, and I knew the water might be high, and I know there's always heavy, like high grass, so I'll go with my wellies in the morning. Yeah. If I'm going into that spot, but if I'm doing any kind of walking, or try boots on. Don't
give a fuck,
man. Without a doubt, without a shadow of a doubt, yeah.
But yeah, go back to the mobile in Galway, and Avril's cousin was there, and I just said, she stood up. I said, sit down. Do not come near me, man. I can't even. So I went in. I washed myself. Like I scrubbed myself. Yeah. And I got out. And I could still. So there was fucking mouthwash on the thing
Yeah.
and clean myself out. That was the only thing that I'd get rid of it.
Oh my God,
It
they're
was-
rotten. They're absolutely rotten, man. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
But anyway, great hunt. Great memories.
Great.
And look, we're putting all the stuff up on Facebook about the debacle of going through boiling and reboiling and drilling and
Yes,
taking the horns off and all that kind of stuff. So it's interesting.
Yeah.
Will I be doing it again? I'll be taking one head.
Yeah,
if it's the devil of all heads.
Yes.
Other than that, man,
Not a
I ain't
chance.
taking nothing.
Yeah.
The head is
Fuck
coming
that.
off.
Yeah. Fuck that. Good old crack though, man.
Good crack.
A great old fucking story. Come here. We're talking about a bit of gear. Will we get into it?
Let's do it.
And now it's time for a little thing we like to call Let's Talk Gear. And we're back, and we have the beast in front of us, lad.
Yeah, this is my new weapon. Yeah, look, I've had a good chance now to kind of field test it, and I can give it a kind of an honest review. Not kind of, I can give it an honest review. And there's a couple of little things that I'll point out, I suppose, as I go on, but to try and be, I suppose, fair and as honest as I can.
Mm-hmm. What are we talking about? What is it?
It's the Bergara B14 Tumhole Wilderness. So she's in 6x5 Creedmoor, as you know. It's available in 4 different calibers, as far as I remember. 6x5 Creedmoor, PRC, 308 and 300 Win Mag.
Okay. Yep.
Designed specifically for European hunting. So as far as I know, not available in the US of A, but designed specifically for us kind of in semi kind of mountainous regions and hilly ground stuff. It's lightweight, not obviously as light as yours now, but it's light. It's 3 kilos, just in around the 3 kilos. It's carbon barrel, so they have their own kind of technology. It's patented as far as I know. It's like Cure technology where they've interwoven carbon with steel. It comes with threaded and a muzzle brake as standard. It's a synthetic stock, rubberized grip here, rubberized grip up at the top, fluted action. Fluted and tapered, so yeah, to save a couple of grams there, I think, on the fluid, and then nice smooth action. Just forward and back safety. The kind of cool things that I like that I didn't have on previous rifles, obviously, is and this for me is, fucking game changer. Just like literally a game changer is the adjustable cheek piece. I know that I have one on the shotgun, all right, and adjustable stock end. So they give you like infills that you can adjust to your stock length. There's a lovely range on the cheek piece. It's Tumhole grip. It's a 5-round AICS mag. Adjustable trigger. Yeah, look, that's. Am I forgetting that in there? I don't think so. There's a couple of little, you obviously have a screw and swivel at the back, and there's 2 swivels at the front. One for, I presume, a bipod entry, and one for your sling.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, other than that, now it's really lightweight, like as compared to my old rifle. Yeah, like I think in around the 2K mark as well, Rennie.
Yep.
So just under. So a reasonable kind of.
That's not bad.
No,
that's definitely not bad.
Reasonable,
For what you're getting. Yeah.
I think look at Bergara are renowned for their barrels. It's a floating barrel, and it is floating. I tested it myself in a nice bit of A4 paper, so she's not tipping off anything. Sub MOA, obviously. They look at that's it's 22-inch barrel. I think the nice thing, like the couple of extra features that you get being the stock adjustability and the cheek piece and the muzzle brake and threaded, if you weigh all that kind of stuff up, it's a very reasonable, affordable rifle. Extremely accurate. I'm more than happy with. We had it pushed out, as you know. So yeah, look, a nice grouping. I had to re-zero it fucking twice, so I know all about the grouping.
Yeah, I think Bergara are renowned to make some of the best barrels in the world.
They're military grade as far as I know. They do a lot for military, but the nice thing about, I suppose, you're not going to get the same accuracy as some of the stronger barrel, heavier barrels. Obviously, they do have another barrel option in the Wilderness series. It's a fluted stainless barrel, and obviously you'll get a little bit more. What would you say, accuracy if you're into the kind of more target shooting, but obviously with a hunting rifle you ain't going to be target shooting with that too often, and you're 2-3 rounds, so you're more than spot on with that. It's the thing again, different to my old 6.5. The action, very smooth, no fucking fiddling with the straight in, and reload action on the money. Couple of things. Look, I'm being very, very fucking picky, but I have to give it to be very honest. I'm getting a little bit greedy, I suppose. But a couple of things. The cheek piece, right? It's a straight up, straight down cheek piece. It's very primitive. There's an Allen key here, and it's up and down. I'd like to see a little bit of grooving on the rods, so you can count up. You can you're after going down a click. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I would love, and I know this is what else you want, but I'd love just a slight bit of left to right on the nose. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Just for people for fatter cheeks like myself. They can give you that little bit of, do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. I know. On my Beretta, it has the left to right, and you say, you'd never need that. Well, I think when you go to the rounds of the adjustable cheek piece, I would love to see that if possible.
Yes.
What else? Yeah, there's very, very little else I can fault the gun on, man. It's the perfect weight for me. Accuracy. It's what I look at. It's what I probably dreamed of if I was getting. I wouldn't be spending the type of money to come up to the blazers and stuff like that. This is a very, very good, what would you say, mid-range priced gun. Yeah. For the everyday hunter.
Absolutely, yeah, definitely, yeah. So, the two Davros fittings. There's two Davros fittings on two kind of swivels and that. Does that come with that, or did you put them on? No, I had one, and Rob actually gave me one as well. Okay, he had a spare one, so I can enter. So it depends. Like, again, I've used both on my tripod. If I'm settling in and I'm like we're just talking about, I'll use the one back here because it'll almost take the weight of the gun. Very, very little is needed to balance it. Now again, look at, if I was going to, I would have liked this one just push back slightly here. Yeah. Then it would take actually the full. The full pivot of the gun. But look at, that's probably being pernickety. But I'm really well in tune with me sticks now at this stage. I wouldn't change it for the world. It suits my ground, suits my style of hunting. I can do both. I can, take the weight of the gun, balance it with one finger, and you can be scoping if you're on foxes with your thermal, or if you're just bedding down, as we said, on deer, you can also do that. So yeah, look at, and if it's, I'll go to the front one if it's a quick up on the sticks. But if I have time, I'll go to the one a little bit further back. But yeah, no, look at, I'm as you can see, I've all my clicks taped onto the side of my gun. Yeah. It doesn't make it look any prettier, but it's very, very beneficial until I get them down. Yeah. And I put them on my bino harness, man. I had them done and all, just couldn't bring myself to tape to the gun. So I just, when you lift up the flap of my bino harness, they're there. Yeah. But sure, look.
When I get somebody wants to give me a set of fucking binoculars that has built-in rangefinders, I would probably do the same thing.
yeah.
Just binos, and then I have to rangefind it, and then I have to go back to me binos, and
I'm telling you, man, get one of them fucking harnesses.
Yeah.
Rangefinder just sits on that. It's just I've literally sitting there, magnetic clip, just bang. We used to talk about this before. When I go to any spot, you sit there first and you rangefind a few spots, so you don't need to take it out every time if the deer comes out or stuff. But that they are fucking the job, man. 100%.
Yeah.
They are a brilliant job. But marks out of 10.
For the couple of little things, like I'd love to see that. I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10, Brady.
Yeah.
I
think one of the biggest things that I've noticed on that rifle is everything you're getting for the price you're paying. Yeah. You could easily, with the style of it, with the carbon barrel, with that type of synthetic stock, thumb hole, adjustable cheek piece, adjustable butt pad, everything that it comes with, that could easily be north of $3,000. That could easily be north of $3,000. That right? Yeah, it could be like
absolutely, and like you wouldn't complain if it was.
No,
do you know what I'm saying? So
if you went into the shop and you picked that up, you would be thinking to yourself, and you looked at the price tag, I think you'd be surprised for your saying around the $2,000.
Yeah, in around plus or minus.
Yeah.
I just think and it's if you're kind of in Ireland or the UK, I suppose. It's kind of built for our climate, it's built for it's built for our style of hunting. So it's built specifically for our style of hunting. And there's one little so the thumb hole is there, and then you have your bolt there, right? So they do kind of clash.
They do clash.
But Bergara know that, but the design kind of was taken into account because people were asking for the thumb. There's a thumbless version. Sorry, there's a thumb holeless, if you get me. So this piece here, I don't know what it's called. That ridge has gone over it, but I found it a little bit loose. But other people I know like that because they like the thumb out kind of.
I had a look at that one. I found the actual pistol grip part of it too wide. Yeah, because they've obviously had to make it wider because that bridge has gone over it. And I didn't like it at all, man. I like to be able to, Yeah, I didn't. I much prefer that now.
I was similar to yourself. I think, it's horses for courses. The thing is though, like that, you can see it there. Is just a little bit in the way. Like obviously, I look lovely with a straight pole or whatever.
Yeah.
But they're all kind of things that are, what would you say? Dreams rather than necessities. You know what I'm saying? Like if you're putting cream on top, but I just think for the money. I love it. I'm just find it so comfortable.
Yeah.
It fits me. When you pick up a gun, that's
Yeah. Absolutely. And look, I was speaking there, John. Even with my own gun, I think this is one thing. If you're new to it, or even if you're not new to it, a lot of lads go down to the gun shop and they'll pick up a gun and they'll say, "Geez, I like the look of that." And they'll put a silencer on it or a suppressor on it, and they'll go out and they'll hunt away with it, and they'll. Grand. You have, and I certainly have over the past probably couple of years. The gun is like building. You have the gun is like the chassis basically, and you build everything around that. I obviously with my own with the Howa, I got it to what I would have always traditionally had a gun set up. I have a bipod permanently mounted in front of it, and a few other bits and pieces, and now. I've had it out for a week or two, and I'm going, no, I don't want it like that. So again, there's a few little bits and pieces I'm changing around in my gun because I want to fucking try it. I think everyone should do that. Don't be afraid to just settle and just boom, a gun, suppressor, away you go. Find one that works for you. Pick up loads of guns. If you're out, lad, try one. If you've never had a pistol grip one, actually try it. Say it to you, man, is there any chance I could lay up that GP for do you know what I mean? Fucking try it, fuck out, because it's a big investment. Like it is at the end of the day.
Absolutely, and like that, you won't know until you get, like if you lie down, obviously with magazine out and safety on and no bullets in the chamber and all that kind of thing, but if you can lay down behind a gun safely and get a feel of it, of the setup, as you said, magnetic bipods, you like them, do you not? Obviously magnetic bipods, I've had both. Well, I've had the pleasure of using both. I didn't own both. But the magnetic bipods, they're not as stable as the bolt-on. So you just have to obviously you have to be comfortable with that. I think it's probably as you progress as a shooter as well.
Yeah,
do you know what I'm saying? You like everything to be kind of rigid at the start. Do you know what I'm saying? Because you don't like any. There's no flexing fucking in the crosshairs without all the other bits and pieces. But as you become more, what would you say, more comfortable and more dynamic in your shooting, things like the magnetic bipods, there is a little bit more of a flex in them. So, well, that's what I found anyway. And you become a little bit more comfortable with them, whereas at the start you might not. Yeah. So again, try that, but bear in mind that you might be further down the road. Same with the sticks. You're on quad sticks. I'm on tripod. This is a never ending debate, I know, between hunters. Just in the last probably 2 weeks, I've met 2 hunters who were on quad sticks, and both of them said to me that they're strongly leaning towards the tripod. But again, look at it's hard. Like, I think my tripod has limitations just the same as the quad sticks. It's predominantly where you're shooting, I think, that will determine.
Yeah, I think like I wouldn't have never been a huge fan of the tripod or premise sticks, and I don't like the pig saddle type thing either, because it's too much bollocksing when you're ready to take a shot. Yeah. But if you can get it, I'm going to be testing out a pair, and they're not premise sticks, but I will be testing out. I'm going to be testing out a few bits and pieces over the next while. But I will be testing out another. Now these are expensive, a tripod, but it'll have like the Davros fitting in it that you just pop it onto your gun, and away you go, and you can stand back and leave your gun, and it's balanced, and you can tighten it, and there's a load of adjustment on it. So they're expensive, yes, but would you be willing to pay the money? Do you know? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
It all depends. Like, as I said, the premise sticks, I like them. I don't like the pig saddle. Yeah, I think the standard fucking, what do you call it? No, I fucking don't like them either, man.
The U shape, yeah.
The U shape, yeah. I don't like that either, man. I think there's just way too much fucking movement in it.
Yeah.
But like that, I've seen now that you can get like a Davros fitting for it. So then if that you can get that in this game, then it's a fucking game changer. That is game changer for me personally.
Yeah, and look,
for me,
Spartan have like a lovely tripod, obviously, and like they do a fantastic range, but not everyone can I suppose stretch to that budget. Yeah. The Prima sticks are probably a little bit more, and they're interchangeable. So you can basically, there's a solution if you have the money. 100%. It's no different like the Blazer. If you have the money, like, you know what I'm saying. Like, here's the thing. We actually chatted about it over the weekend. If I had the money, would I go Blazer? At the minute, I wouldn't. It's like the new car. I'm enjoying every minute of the drive.
Yeah, absolutely.
Will I find things probably as I go along? Maybe I will. Maybe I won't. I don't know. I'm the suppressor at the minute. I'm quite happy with. But then on the other side of it, I'd like to see another suppressor or hear another suppressor on it. Yeah. So that that they're the things you can play around with. As time goes by. But as of now, I kind of have my setup nearabouts where I want it.
Absolutely. Yeah.
And like that's taken, I don't know how many years to get to that situation. And it's a never ending fucking gig, as you know.
100%. You're always fucking changing. Yeah, definitely. I'm a fucker, man. I'd even now, like, say I love my rifle. There's a few bits to say I'm going to tweak on it that it'll make it more user friendly for my style of hunting. There's a couple of little things probably just didn't get right with it. But we're going to send it back to him. Dom's going to do a few bits and pieces with it. But I'm a fucker, man. I love that gun. I've no plans on changing it. Go into a gun shop and you pick something else up and you go, whoa, fuck, that's different.
Yeah.
I like that.
That's it, man.
It's always the way. And I think no matter who you are, and you could have a Blazer fucking R8 with all the bells and whistles on it, and you could walk into a gun shop and there's a Browning X-Bolt there, and you look and go, Jesus, that's class. Yeah. And you pick it up and you say, Jesus, not fucking nice. Now, like that, it's funny, it is the other way. I've picked up guns, expensive guns. I've had them in my hand. I've tested out a shitload of guns, and the manual tells you it's all there, but when you have it in your hand, it just doesn't click with you.
Yeah.
There's certain guns, I don't know, whatever the fuck it is about, you just pick them up and you just...
That's the thing. I think we've preached it in the podcast. You know, it's you pick up a gun and you'll probably know. Like I knew, you knew. That was the kind of the gun, and then it's about kind of trying to shape it around your setup. Then, do you know? Are you doing long trekking? If you're going to be going up big mountains, uneven ground, you know what kind of... Are you going to do a lot of fox hunting? You know, so you there's loads of different tailors you can tailor.
Yeah,
we hope. Look, at the podcast might help. We said it loads of times. We're running completely. We were running separate ones last year, like completely different, and we do full 360 each one of us, which is good. Like, you know, it gives, and we'll probably end up somewhere back in the fucking middle someday. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. So,
because you'll say, oh Jesus, I seen such and such when I was out the other day.
Yeah,
and we're in the nice position that we get to see a lot of this stuff because people are showing, testing, and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, we hope that, you know, that by doing that it might, you know, hopefully help somebody else. You know, maybe, oh geez, yeah, I would like that bit.
Yeah.
And the more we talk about it, we will talk about a bit more. Is the in-mount system on it? Can't give it a kind of a conclusive as of yet because I have to switch on and off the night vision to make sure it's holding zero and so on. But happy so far. So far.
Yeah.
And like that, will the setup change? Fucking no doubt it will. But,
no doubt, man. Yeah.
But yeah, like happy days. We're hunting, man. We have guns in our hand.
Yeah.
We'll hopefully have meat in the freezer. And what else do you want?
Well, hope so.
We will, man.
I'm heading out in the morning, and it'll be an early start, good long drive, and I'm off tomorrow. And I literally have a million other things that I should be doing, but fuck it. I'm going hunting.
I know.
And I think sometimes I think I have to. And you know me, man, I'd be usually the opposite. I'd say, no, I'll just do this now and do this and that. I don't give a fuck. I am more.
No, you're right,
I'm
man.
working non-stop.
Right.
I'm fucking going hunting in the morning. So
absolutely, I need to clear the air, and that'll set you up for the weekend. You're going to be busy with kids and stuff like that. And like what I find as well, if you don't get a little bit of that time, you know, then everyone suffers, you know, undoubtedly, because you're not giving the kids the 100%. If you're getting out and doing a little bit of your time, then you can come back and say, right, I got my time yesterday. Yeah. Saturday morning, this is your time. I'm all yours.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. Yeah. You know, you have to.
You know, and it's a balance. For most of us, we have to try and keep all ends of the house in harmony. Yeah. So.
No, you do, man. Yeah, it's a balancing act. But
go and enjoy it, man.
I'm going to get out anyway and see how I fucking go. I might get out for a fox. McKeever has me heart broke to go out for a fox as well. So I need to get out for a fox during the week as well and see how it goes. We need to get out. Tuesday, when's the last time I was hunting with you?
Look, man, we need to. That is, I think, I tried to think about it the other day, actually. A farmer actually said to me, like, my place is polluted with foxes, but he has a dead yo. Actually, a yo went down and he said there was foxes at. So yeah, it's just literally 2 fields away.
I'll tell you what we'll do. I'll tee up with you this week one night, and we'll bring up both rifles. We'll do a little bit of a video and we'll have a bit of a chat, and we'll fucking make a night of it.
Absolutely, that sounds the muggate.
And the fucking muggate. So I'm most romantic.
Except with guns and foxes and smelly stuff.
Exactly. No fucking doubt. Come here, we'll wrap it up there.
Yeah, that's enough for this episode.
That's enough, yeah. Next week, I'm not going to give you the lowdown on the how just yet because I want to get it out, a few other bits and pieces on it. But on our next Let's Talk Gear segment, we might have a bit of a chat about sticks.
Absolutely.
Do you know what I mean? We might delve into that.
We'll get the sticks into the studio, and we might have a little play around with them and
see which is which. Exactly right. Happy days. Shin A. Over and out. If you're heading out, enjoy your weekend. You should be heading out because we're in the middle of the fucking hunting season now. So get in touch. Let us know what you're doing. One last thing, just before everyone, just to give us a kind of a helping hand. I know everyone gets behind it every time we do. Just give us a little bit of a like, a little bit of a share on the old social media stuff. Yeah. I know the hunting stuff is kind of secluded. Yeah, we're building a huge medium now, and we just want to keep it going. We want to get as as many people aware of what we're all trying to achieve here, and make it more visible. Absolutely. Look, I agree with you 100%. And just I suppose we can talk a little bit more on that. We are this does take an awful lot of work. Now we love doing it. We do love doing it. We wouldn't be doing it if we didn't fucking like doing it. But to help us grow it more to grow wings, I suppose. And the more people it gets behind us, gives us a like, the more people that share it with your friends. If you're listening to it and you think that just mention it to your mates, the more people listen to it. If there's an issue, we can fucking jump up and down about it a bit more.
And
stuff,
like,
you know.
we're all the time. People probably don't know behind the scenes. Like every day, there's messages come through, and there's somebody needs a bit of advice or a bit of help behind the scenes. And look, we're not blowing our own trumpet, but we normally can put one person in contact with another person, or we put up a thing on a post of, you know, and there's answers to it. So that's, I suppose, the power of the medium. But as I say, it's far easier if we have more followers and more supporters, because them answers become easier. You can just say to the lads, throw that up on the page there, and our followers will answer it. You know, somebody, rather than we have to go onto the page, post it, and then try and contact somebody else who might know about it and then go back. It's just on top of the already kind of bulging workload we have, you know?
Yeah, exactly. So don't be afraid to fucking use it.
Absolutely, yeah. And thanks a million for all the support. All the support,
appreciate it. There's some more hoodies. We've got a few other bits and pieces, a few other little bits of merchandise coming on. We have another man that's coming on board. We want to start doing a few more videos. We want to get a good hunt going on a bit of video and work the YouTube channel and all of that. All of the time we don't fucking have.
Yeah,
absolutely. I'll leave you on a quote, one last quote to get you by for the weekend. Very famous quote. The quote is, "Mamas, don't let your cowboys grow up to be babies."
Over and out.
Over and out. Have a good weekend.